Jeremiah chapter 22. Thus saith the Lord, Go down to the house of the king of Judah, and speak there this thing, and say, Hear the word of the Lord, O king of Judah, that sitteth upon the throne of David, thou and thy servants and thy people that enter in by these gates. Thus saith the Lord, Execute ye judgment and righteousness, and deliver the oppressed from the hand of the oppressor, and vex not the stranger, the fatherless, nor the widow. Do no violence, nor shed innocent blood in this place. For if ye do this thing, then shall the kings sit upon the throne of David, enter in by the gates of this house, and ride upon chariots and upon horses, both he and his servants and his people. But if you will not hear these words, I swear by myself, saith the Lord, that this house shall be waste. For thus hath the Lord spoken upon the king's house of Judah, Thou art Gilead unto me, and the head of Lebanon, yet surely I will make thee a wilderness, and as cities not inhabited. And I will prepare destroyers against thee, every one with his weapons, and they shall cut down thy chief cedar trees, and cast them into the fire. And many nations shall pass by this city, and they shall say every man to his neighbor, Wherefore hath the Lord done thus unto this great city? Then shall they answer, Because they have forsaken the covenant of their Lord their God, and worshipped other gods, and served them. Weep not for the dead, and be not moved for them, but weep for him that goeth out, for he shall return no more, nor see his native country. For thus saith the Lord, as touching Shallum, son of Josiah, king of Judah, which reigned for Josiah his father, which went out of this place, he shall not return thither, but he shall die in the place whither they have led him captive, and shall see this land no more. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers without equity. He useth his neighbor without wages, and giveth him not for his work. He saith, I will build me a house with large chambers. So he will make himself large windows and ceiling with cedar, and paint them with vermilion. Shalt thou reign, because thou closest thyself in cedar? Did not thy father eat and drink and prosper, when he executed judgment and justice? When he judged the cause of the afflicted and poor, he prospered. Was not this because he knew me, saith the Lord? But thine eyes and thine heart are but only for thy covetousness, and for to shed innocent blood, and for oppression, and for destruction, even to do this. Therefore, thus saith the Lord against Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, They shall not lament him, saying, Ah, my brother, or Ah, sister. Neither shall they mourn for him, saying, Ah, Lord, or Ah, his glory. He shall be buried as an ass is buried, even drawn and cast forth without the gates of Jerusalem. Go up to Lebanon and cry. Shout in Bashan, and cry to the passages, where all thy lovers are destroyed. I spake unto thee when thou wast in prosperity, but thou saidst, I will not hear. This hath been thy manner from thy youth, that thou wouldst not obey my voice. The wind shall feed all thy pastors, and thy lovers shall go into captivity, and then shalt thou be ashamed and confounded of all thy wickedness. Thou that dwellest in Lebanon, and makest thy nest in the cedars, how beautiful shalt thou be when sorrows come upon thee, as the sorrow of a woman in travail. As I live, saith the Lord, though Coniah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, were the signet of my right hand, yet would I pluck thee thence. And I will give thee into the hand of them that seek thy life, and into the hand of them whose face thou fearest, even into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babel, and into the hand of the Chaldeans. And I will cause them to carry thee away, and thy mother that bear thee into another country, where ye were not born, and there ye shall die. But to the land whereunto they desire to return, they shall not return thither. Is not this man Coniah as a despised and broken idol, or as a vessel wherein is no pleasure? Wherefore are they carried away, he and his seed, and cast out into a land that they know not? O earth, 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 hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, write this man destitute of children, a man that shall not prosper in his days. For there shall be no man of his seed that shall prosper and sit upon the throne of David, or bear rule any more in Judah. Jeremiah chapter 23. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel unto the pastors that feed my people, Ye have scattered my flock, and thrust them out, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit you for the wickedness of your works, saith the Lord. And I will gather the remnant of my sheep out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall grow and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall dread no more, nor be afraid, neither shall any of them be lacking, saith the Lord. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby they shall call him, the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, The Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries where I had scattered them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Mine heart breaketh within me, because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man with whom wine hath overcome, for the presence of the Lord, and for his holy words. For the land is full of adulterers, and because of oaths the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their course is not right. For both the prophet and the priest do wickedly, and their wickedness have I found in mine house, saith the Lord. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven forth and fall therein. For I will bring a plague upon them, even the year of visitation, saith the Lord. And I have seen foolishness in the prophets of Samaria that prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. I have seen also the prophets of Jerusalem's filthiness. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the wicked, that none can return from his wickedness. They are all unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is wickedness gone forth into all the land. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Hear not the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you, and teach you vanity. They speak the vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. They say still unto them that despise me, The Lord hath said, Ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the stubbornness of his own heart, No evil shall come upon you. For who hath stood the counsel of the Lord when he hath perceived, and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, the tempest of the Lord goeth forth in his wrath, and a violent whirlwind shall fall down upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he hath executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall understand it plainly. I have not sent these prophets, saith the Lord, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, and yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel, and had declared my words to my people, then they should have turned them from their evil way, and from the wickedness of their inventions. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God far off? Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? I have heard what the prophets said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long? Do the prophets delight in prophesying lies, even prophesying the deceit of their own heart? Think they to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their forefathers have forgotten my name for Baal? The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word even like fire, saith the Lord, and like an hammer that breaketh the stone? Therefore, behold, I will come against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my word, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I will come against the prophets, saith the Lord, which have sweet tongues, and say, He saith. Behold, I will come against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies, and by their flatteries. And I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they bring no profit unto this people, saith the Lord. And when this people, or prophet, or a priest, shall ask thee, saying, What is the burden of the Lord? Thou shalt say unto them, What burden? I will even forsake you, saith the Lord. And the prophet, or the priest, or the people that shall say, The burden of the Lord, I will even visit every such one and his house. Thus shall ye say, every one to his neighbor, and every one to his brother, What hath the Lord answered? And what hath the Lord spoken? And the burden of the Lord shall ye mention no more, for every man's word shall be his burden. For you have perverted the words of the living God, the Lord of hosts, our God. Thus shalt thou say to the prophet, What hath the Lord answered thee? And what hath the Lord spoken? And if ye say, The burden of the Lord, thus saith the Lord, because ye say this word, the burden of the Lord, and I have sent you, saying, You shall not say, the burden of the Lord. Therefore, behold, I, even I, will utterly forget you, and I will forsake you, and the city that I gave you and your fathers, and cast you out of my presence, and will bring an everlasting reproach upon you, and a perpetual shame, which shall never be forgotten. Jeremiah chapter 24. The Lord showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of the Lord, after that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the workmen and cunning men of Jerusalem, and had brought them to battle. One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten, they were so evil. And then the Lord said unto me, What seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, Figs, the good figs, very good, and the naughty, very naughty, which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Like these good figs, so will I know them that are carried away captive of Judah to be good, whom I have sent out of this place, into the land of the Chaldeans. For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land. And I will build them and not destroy them, and I will plant them and not root them out. And I will give them an heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. For they shall return unto me with their whole heart. And as the naughty figs which cannot be eaten, they are so evil, surely, thus saith the Lord, so will I give Zedekiah the king of Judah and his princes, and the residue of Jerusalem, that remain in this land, and them that dwell in the land of Egypt. I will even give them for a terrible plague to all the kingdoms of the earth, and for a reproach, and for a proverb, for a common talk, and for a curse, in all the places where I shall cast them. And I will send the sword, and the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed out of the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers.